Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We are going to talk about XRP. And I got to start with this. Massive Ripple XRP price prediction. Is it too optimistic? So it comes from Greg, and he says it's going to go between $9.50 and $17. I think that's being conservative. We see more predictions here. XRP around $22 end of year. Change my mind. Those both are very conservative compared to what I'm usually seeing all over X. People calling for a 5K XRP by the end of the year. Other people are saying it's going to $50,000 plus. So I think $22 and $17 is very conservative, and who knows how high the price is going to go. Brad is still expecting $5 trillion plus for total market cap of crypto by the end of this year. Let's wait and see what happens. I do, however, know once we break $1, it's going to get very interesting. This comes from Michael Branch. Can Joel Katz comment on this? WMC, if you get a second or on one of your next videos, why does XRP seem to be the only major crypto to price glitch? And why is it always dramatically higher? It is just temporary gaps in liquidity or the other side of the walled garden pricing. Has Joel Katz ever commented on this? You know, we see glitches all the time for XRP. And most of the time, it shoots up to astronomical prices. Other times, it drops in price as well, like we just seen what happened recently on Uphold. I always figured they were doing some kind of testing in the background. You know, Ripple works on a lot of CBDCs. So it could be testing, it could be something else. I do know it brings excitement to the XRP community, though. Despite Mt. Gox scare, XRP sees strong institutional interest. I was actually surprised at how well XRP held up while Bitcoin was plummeting down. The defunct crypto exchange Mt. Gox begins the long-awaited repayment process as Japan seeks to facilitate the adequate distribution of 142,000 Bitcoin, currently worth around $9 billion. So there's going to be even more price drops happening. And I want to see what happens with Bitcoin from here. I still think it's going to have that one massive last run up, and then things are going to change dramatically. Save the date, mark your calendars for the 8th edition of Swell, taking place in Miami, Florida on October 15th to 16th. Swell brings together the brightest minds and leaders across payments and financial services, blockchain and digital assets, and regulation and economic policy. A lot of people are saying this is when Ripple is going to go live with their new stablecoin. I think it could even happen sooner. We're going to have to wait and see. But you know what's great about Swell? You get those talking points from Brad and from David and everybody else in the community. Breaking 2024 Republican Party platform promises to defend the right to mine Bitcoin, defend the right to self-custody digital assets, transact free from government surveillance and control, and unlawful and un-American crypto crackdown, oppose the creation of a central bank digital currency. This is huge. I like the fact that every one of these are now on the ballot. Everybody's talking about them in Washington. And the right to self-custody is the one I'm most interested in. You know, when it comes to CBDC, I'm already 100% convinced that the US is going to have a CBDC. Now, get your pitchforks out because I'm about to piss off some people. But this is the truth, and this is the way I look at it. Here's the most truthful but unpopular thing everyone needs to hear. Trump won't stop a CBDC. You know why? If the US doesn't have one, we will be left behind when it comes to innovation. Imagine the rest of the world sending money in seconds, and we're sending it in days using fiat. The world is changing, and the US has no choice but to change with it. You may get a treasury dollar, digital dollar, or whatever they want to call it, but it will be CBDC with a fancier name. I plan to use crypto instead of CBDC, so I know most crypto investors are already ahead of the curve. XRP, XLM, XDC, I would start with any of these three if you're new to crypto. And the reason I said that is because Trump says he loves the US dollar, but he would love the US dollar in either form, whether it be digital or paper money. We know the paper money is becoming worth less more and more all the time. And I still think that this is going to go live at some point. And I don't think anybody's going to stop it either. There's a reason that the Fed created the digital dollar, because it's eventually going to be utilized. And you know what fixes this, though? XRP. They could fix the current financial system with XRP, because guess what? XRP also works with fiat. Now, this is how I explain crypto to normies, people who don't hold crypto. One, I always tell them, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and you may end up holding for a long period of time. But the rewards for holding will change your life. Pay off your house, car, bills, and have money to quit your 9 to 5. I prepare them for what we are all experiencing right now. Holding XRP for a long period of time, and frustration sets in. And then I always tell them, you don't want to watch me get rich while you stay poor and fight off inflation. And I will be going on vacations while you are working overtime. That's more of like a, you either join me or you get left behind kind of statement. I remind them that the future is not the US dollar, and it is digital money. And you will be an early investor in what will move the new digital currencies of the world. The idea of it being magical internet money died a long time ago, and soon you will be using it and not knowing it. Number 5, I always remind them time is running out. When you hear about it on the news, it will be too late, as everything will already be topped out. Number 6, look at the 2024 elections now. All the politicians are talking about it, so you can see it's going to be part of our economy very soon. And once again, you are an early adopter. But most still think I am crazy and that somehow the world will never use crypto. But at least I try to wake people up and help them get financial freedom. But that's what I tell the normies when I try to convince them to get into crypto. And I think this cycle is more important than previous cycles, because I think we're so close to digital money now, CBDC. I still think we need a digital bill of rights ahead of a CBDC. And I always remind people that there's going to be parallel systems. I have talked about parallel systems a few times and why it's so important to stay invested in what the elites are talking about and investing in. The reason I say that is because it's so important that we hold our XRP, XLM, XDC, or any ISO token, since we are pushing into the digital age and the rise of AI and CBDCs are here now. The ECB was the first one to talk about parallel systems, cash, and CBDC, but Christine Lagarde also said other. What is other? It could be a crypto system. Think about it. Why would any millionaire or billionaire use CBDC? They wouldn't. The BIS and IMF also mentioned in the past the words parallel systems. I think we are not only holding the future, but also our escape currency. The cash system will disappear, and for a time, gold and silver will be looked at as another payment system. But I think crypto, from digital wallet to digital wallet, will be the only other system left, along with CBDC. That will most likely be the end game. But this is why I always urge you to hold on to your XRP for dear life. Any of these ISO cryptocurrencies, I would say that about, because this is something that's coming whether we like it or not. Fed Chair Jerome Powell signals caution on rate cuts amid robust economic indicators. I don't see how things are so robust. Honestly, whatever he says, it's just talking points that they could sell on the mainstream media news at this point. We know the economy isn't getting better. Most likely, we are going to see a crisis at some point. I think it's going to start either in commercial real estate or at the banks. And once it starts, that's going to bring us into the digital age here in the United States. They already have a solution to the problem that they plan to create. I agree with Elon Musk. We should have verifiable paper ballot hand-counted voting in America if Argentina has it. So you see, the U.S. debt clock did it once again. Speech prison, social oppression. What are you in for? A third-degree offensive slur. Was it against the state or a person? A person. I called the clerk at the DMV a stupid, lazy, arrogant, entitled, worthless clinger. You've got me beat. Mine was much more subtle. I can't imagine how. A simple post on social media was all it took. It must have been terrible. I guess so. I just called for one day, verifiable paper ballot hand-counted voting. It's a wonder you live to tell the story. You know, I see more and more people talking about voting all over X every single day now. It's starting to become the biggest talking point on X. Actually, that's what I see happening. But, you know, think about voting using blockchain technology. That could change everything. And, you know, this election cycle is going to be very important. Number one, crypto is on the ballot. You want to make sure that you vote pro-crypto because we need crypto to push forward. We need innovation to push forward. I still think anybody that's anti-crypto is anti-America. Beyond that, you also got to look at who would be controlling a CBDC system, because I think the rest of the world is very close to having CBDCs go live. You see how close other countries are right now. And, you know, I've watched ever since 2022 how technology started moving very fast. CBDCs were getting worked on, early stages back then, and everything happened so quick. And that's why I said I still think we're only 12 to 24 months away from the new financial system. If you look at all the research I have done, looked at all the announcements that I've talked about in the last 2 years, I think we're like 12 to 24 months away. That's where I got that number from. All the research I have done already. Plus, look at how close the BIS is as well. The BIS has been fast tracking. They don't even care if SWIFT is keeping up at this point. They want to get this system put in place as soon as possible. But this is why it's so important to continue holding your XRP as well. I'm telling you, I really think we are going to be using XRP instead of CBDC in the future. Because I think CBDC is built for anyone that loses their job to AI. UBI will be tied to CBDC. Any government system, welfare, social security, even the military, most likely would get tied to a CBDC. Anyone that gets government payments. But if you're rich, you're not going to be tied to the CBDC system. Do you honestly think any millionaire out there is going to get tied to a CBDC? No. It's more for anybody that gets government money or ends up losing their job to AI. That's my honest opinion on that. What's your opinion, though? Put it in the comments section down below, because I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm looking at the trend on where things are going. You know, people said nobody's ever going to want to go on that UBI system. Yet every single day all over X, I see people calling for it. They even have things where you could talk to your politician, your local congressman or whatever. Sign up here. Tell them you want UBI. There's people that will line up for miles to get put on that system. That's how you know it is coming. Same thing with CBDC. Right now, everybody's against it, but if they get free money because of it, they will be all for it. And that's how I know the US is also going to have a digital dollar. But that's my thoughts on it. And I try to wake people up to this now before it ever gets put in place. Your way out is to get rich first. And the one thing that we can hope for, and the one thing that people should be asking Congress for, is a digital bill of rights ahead of a CBDC. I think I'm going to do a poll tomorrow on that and see how many people think that's what we need. But you know, until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.